Well, hey YouTube, Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango, W3CT, your good old friend Jack. Back out here once again at US 1409 for another park activation. But it's not about the activation. It is about, I'm sure the thumbnail gave it away, a update on my last video. The last video to date has had the most views on my channel of any video. So I know there's a big interest in the vertical with no ground radials. So I wanted to do an update based on your comments. So let's get started with that right after this. Alright guys, so what am I talking about today is the antenna that I built on the last video. I went to a different park and I set the antenna up. Now, I used a couple different methods today. I'm going to tell you about those based on your comments. So I did use the crappy pole the last time I was out. If you remember the top of the wire, and I'll try to show it right here if I can get a picture from the other video. The wire was kind of going up and it was hanging over, okay, like a loop or a fold over. And it worked. What didn't work was I set it for 20 meters and I actually activated on 30 meters. So one of the comments, I wish I could find all the comments for you, simply said, well then Jack, that was a failure because you were cutting an antenna for 20 meters, you ended up using it for 30 meters. But what I was doing was making the best of a bad situation. Okay, it didn't work for 20. It did at the end of the day. I did make about 4 contacts on 20 meters. But as you know from the video, the SWR was not great. So you have that, right? And I was using the QMX, which worked. So I was getting probably about 3 watts out. Anyway, the constructive criticism on that video, guys, thank you so much to everybody out there because you've given me a lot of thought, a lot of things to think about. So what I'm doing today is, well, let me show you, because the biggest suggestion on that video was, well, Jack, you didn't choke it at the feed point. And when you don't do that, you're obviously using the coax as part of the antenna, which I knew that, but didn't give it much thought at the time. So let's go ahead and take a look at how I changed this up a little bit, and hopefully it's going to work better. But I am going to cut the wire if I need to get on 20 meters. That's the goal today. So let's see what happens here. All right. Let me take you a walk here. So I am using today instead the DS Commander mast because I have no fold over up there. It's going all the way to the top, well, almost, because it's 25 feet of wire still, okay? Because one gentleman said, and it was a great comment, he simply said, it's too long. The total should be 22.6, I think he said, somewhere around there. Anyway, right now it's still 25 foot based on Ditwitz, okay? Mark, if you didn't know his name. He was using a 25 foot stainless steel whip. I'm using a 25 foot piece of speaker wire, okay? What I did was I came down here low enough where I know I can make some cuts, okay? So if I have to cut that wire up, I can cut the driven element up, okay? Down here, a lot of you said, well, Jack, that wire laying on the ground, you're coupling to the ground. Okay, I don't know. I don't understand that part of it, but that is how Ditwitz or Mark's was. He just laid it on the ground. I was going to bring a piece of PVC piping. I didn't have anything to bring to get that off the ground, but for now we're going to leave it on the ground. It's cut at 5 feet 9 inches, okay? So it's operating again as an off-center fed dipole. Here's what I did differently today based on all your great feedback and your great comments. Right here. Here, try to let you just read it here. That's my RF choke, which as you can see I built in January of 2025. So it's just a simple choke I put in line now. So that way there won't be any use of the coax cable because all the RF energy should stop right here, right at this piece of coax. So will this be used as a piece of the feed? I don't know if this will be calculated in or not, but I can always cut this wire up because I can go up as high as I want really on that pole. And I'm willing to do that to get a good SWR on 20 meters, Okay. All right, let's go back here. I really hope this is all recording well. Okay, let's go back here. And thanks to, there was a couple of you that told me, like I said, I'm new to the rig expert. It was a very nice gift sent to me, and but I am new to it. So I hope I got more I think I got more batteries in my box here, but the batteries in this thing's getting a little low. All right, so turn it on here. Okay, now the frequency I'm going for today is, again, 14040. Okay, so that's fine. All right, first thing I like to do is just a simple SWR to show me where the SWR is right now. Okay, you can see it's at 2.6. All right, now what somebody told me was about this thing, I told you I used the Nano VNA before because I didn't know that I could see where the frequency is lying on this thing. So if you have one of these, or you're new to it, or you just don't know how to use it, like me apparently, I'm going to go to, let's see, where am I going to go here? Number 4, because I'm going to scan. So the center line is what I set it for, okay? If it's left, it's long. If it's right, it's short. As you can see, it's left. But what I can do now is move the frequency up and down. So let's move this. You see the little arrow down there? And it'll tell me where it's residing at. Almost into, right into the CB band, 11.520. So what I'm going to do is, since it's long, I'm going to go and I'm going to cut some off of there. That might be something somebody can tell me is, how do you know how much to cut? I guess it's just cut and work it up and see where we're at. So I'm going to go do that now. Let's go over and I'm going to cut a piece off of this thing and then see where we're at. Okay, so let's clear that. Okay, got my handy dandy strippers. I'm trying to beat the rain too today. I want to activate, but I wanted to get this video in. All right, so what we're going to do here is disconnect the red, okay, the driven element. And you can see where I made a couple nicks in this before. So we're going to go ahead and cut it off right about here, okay? Cut it off there, strip this down. All right. Yes, and I will pick up all my strippings. I don't leave anything at the park that wasn't here when I got here. Okay, let's put it around here again. Okay, good. Let's go back here and see where the SWR is now. All right. Okay. Let's do a look at the SWR itself. 2.2, so we know we got it down. Okay, that's good. Close that. Let's look at the sweep here. You see it sweeping down there. All right, so it came over, so good deal. We're going to see where we're at now. Okay, we came into the 12. It's 12.80 if you can see it up there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to cut a little bit more off there. Okay. Again, not afraid to cut this wire. The worst thing that can happen is I'd get too short. But that seemed to help a little bit. Disconnect. Let's cut this much of it off right here. Okay, see that? Cut this much off. Okay. Strip it again. Okay. One thing nice about using speaker wire, guys, it's very inexpensive and I can use as much as I want because you can just buy another roll, okay? I've also found if you have some heat shrink, you can always put it back together, tape it, and then heat shrink it. Okay, let's go back. So this is a little bit of trial and error, but once you get this thing cut, it should work fine every time I come out to the park. Once I get it configured correctly. Okay, because I do want to get on 20 meters. All right, let's look at the SWR first, so you can see it with me. There you go, 1.17, guys. I think I can live with that, right? Let's see where it's hitting this time. 4, let's do a sweep. Look at that. And actually, if you look at it, I actually went a little bit past it, but that should be okay. Let's see where I'm sitting at right now. Okay, it's weird though. It's showing 14 or 12. 14 would be over here. Yeah, 1440 would be right there. So could I get it a little better? Maybe, but it looks like this side now, if you look at it. Double check my frequency again, make sure I'm okay here. No, it changed to 12. Okay, let's change this. 14040. All right, SWR is at a 2 right there. Okay, so that's at a 2 because it was falling in the 12 range. Okay, so since it's a 2, I'm going to go back and cut a little bit more off of there. All right, because it was falling in the like 13 megahertz, somewhere in that area. Let's take this tape up here. All right, let's cut a little bit more off of this thing. Right there. Strip it. All right. Okay. So anyway, we cut probably about a foot off of that if I had to guess. Let's see where we're at here. 7. All right, so that's a 1.9 at 14,040. You know what? I don't know how long this video is getting, but we're going to cut another chunk off of there. It'll work fine with the G90. I'm going to leave you here when I go over and cut this last chunk off. Yeah, the G90 will handle it anyway. I'm not worried about that. But we're going to cut another piece of this wire off here. All right, so I got a little bit more cut off. So I'm going to show you guys how much I cut off when I get back to the table over there. Okay. Pick up all my scraps. Go over here. Let's see where we're at now. All right, 1.6. We're gonna go with that. 1.6 looks good. I could cut a little bit more off. So the gentleman's saying 22 feet. I don't know. It was 25. Let's see what I cut off here. Just splice these together here real quick. Maybe close. Here's what I cut off. Okay, so if I measure that, he's probably pretty close, because that's probably at least 1.5 feet off of that thing. So 22 something would be very close, sir. So thank you very much for the person that left that comment if you're watching this follow-up video. But 1.6, I can cut a little bit more off of there, but I'm going to leave it at 1.6. That's going to be fine. That's going to get me on 20 meters just fine, and I won't have a problem with that. It doesn't have to be flat, just has to be decent, right? I like it to be below a 2 is good for me. All right. So that is that. Here's all my scraps I told you I picked up. Okay. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and activate with this antenna, and I'll let you know how I did after I'm done with the activation. I'm using the G90 today. But yeah, you guys, the comments are great. I'm sure that the choke is definitely making a difference, keeping the common mode current off of the wire, as far as, or making that part of the antenna, the coax. So that was a good tip. The other tip was jacket was too long, and I think Ditwit was able to take that telescoping whip and tune it a little bit. Maybe that's what he did to get a good SWR. I don't know. Mark, you can put in the comments below if that's the truth. I don't know if that's what you did or not. But so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and throw it up on the G90, try to make some contacts today. I'll be on 20 meters here, and we'll see if we can't activate this park before it rains. So, all right, I'll let you know how I did when I'm done. Well, guys, that's a wrap. So I activated in 16 minutes. So did the antenna work? Absolutely, superbly. And I just told my wife, I was pretty excited. You hear those call signs come back and you're doing an activation, you're like, what is that call? And I kept hearing H, H, H-I, H-I, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I took the call sign down, and here the gentleman was in the Dominican Republic, and it's 1,800 miles away from this park. So will a speaker wire antenna get you out on the air? Absolutely. And it doesn't cost a lot of money, and it's just fun building antennas. You know, I get more excited when I put up an antenna that I built with a piece of wire than a commercial antenna, right? That's built for radio. Not that commercial antennas aren't great. They are great, and it's good to have those around, you know. But it's just fun to build antennas and get out here at the park, or even at your house. You can build an antenna, throw up a 9-to-1, you know, and do a random wire. You're gonna make some amazing contacts. So anyway, here's a picture of the map right here. I'm going to put a picture up of the actual map. And guys, I was making it to Texas, I believe one in Arizona, Quebec, Canada, and the Dominican Republic. So it was a great activation on this antenna. Thanks to all the help out there for everybody with the great comments and the constructive criticism. You know, I love that. It taught me how to use, you know, the Rig Expert a little better, so now I know what I'm looking at when I'm looking at that thing, and being able to tune it in a lot better. And I didn't even use the tuner on the G90. I just went straight with the SWR that you've seen earlier, and everything worked out well. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Hopefully it was enjoyable for you to stick around here. I'm sorry I didn't film the activation, but I normally do not do that. So, you know, and some of you say, Jack, why not film some of your activations? I will. I'll film a couple of them. I'll record some of the stuff. Film? Showing my age, guys. But guys, thank you for watching. This is Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango, W3CT, your good old friend Jack. This is my ham radio journey, 73 guys, and I hope to catch you on the airways. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.